Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Scrotitis Plays Minecraft. How you guys doing today? We are hanging out in our swamp down below. We're taking a gander at our nether wart farm, and as we pan around, today we're going to be working on our Iron Golem Farm. We're not going to spend a lot of time with the details, but what I do want to check out is these villager trades. This could be a very good one. 9 iron for an emerald. Hello, we're doing an iron farm. That could be a really good one if we want to get some emeralds. What else we got? 20 coal. Not horrible. Whoa, oh boy. All right, so anyway, guys, like I said, we are going to be working on our Iron Golem Farm today. I don't want to spend a lot of detail and time in doing or in explaining how it's done. I'm using the basic layout and format that Doc M77 did. He has an excellent tutorial. It's about 45 minutes long, and that's the design that I'm following. And now I've tweaked it a little bit because I'm making it fit into the dimensions above our witch spawner, which you guys should be familiar with if you watched the series. That's what's below the brick half slabs directly underneath us. So right now I'm just working on putting a platform down. That's going to be our bottom level of our spawner. Now I actually need to knock out these torches. Those torches mark the center or the drop zone for our golem farm. So we're just going to knock those out and replace those with little elevated blocks here. All right, so I'm going to... Thank goodness I have feather falling boots. I'm going to go ahead and continue that pattern all the way around the outside. Don't need to bore you guys with the details of that. So let me get rid of this spider. Boom, one shot. Love this bow. All right. So here we are. We've got our bottom platform finished. As you can see, we got a little bit of a color variation there just to indicate the drop zone in the middle that our golems are going to be falling out of. The next thing that we're going to have to do is we need to build the walls up, and we need to work on our water flows because we need to push all the golems into the center to this drop zone in the middle. We need to work on our villager spawn points, which I'm going to do those off camera because that's a very tedious process of spawning and transporting the villagers. We covered that in an episode of 1 or 2 ago, I believe, the villager capture system. But what we're going to do is we're going to throw some torches down because you do need to make sure that this is well lit. It's very important. Otherwise, you'll get spawns, and they'll find a way, especially if there's zombies, to get in and kill your villagers. So we want to avoid that at all costs. Now, just want to take note that we made our drop zone accurately because the walls are 8 blocks away from that drop point in the center. I'm going to go down and grab another bucket of water and get to filling in that bottom level. What did I say, guys? We need to make sure we got things lit up properly, and these guys are not even concerned with me until I whack them. They were focused on those villagers. We had 2 zombies and that Mr. Skelly right there that we need to take out before they get over to our villagers. So that should take care of that, and I can get back to work placing this water where we need to be. And there we have it. Quick studio magic, and poof, we've got our water sources all laid out. So the next thing that needs to be done is we need to count in and lay out our villager containment cells, which is what I'm doing now. We're going in 6 blocks from either side. That's the magic number that Doc used. So our holding cells are actually going to be a little bit larger depending on the side because we have the oblong shape or the rectangle. So that's 1 cell. We've got our cell laid out. I want to show you real quick how you do the corners for this water flow. You leave the 4 corners blocked in, and you see how the water comes back at you into the corner. Well, we need that to flow to the center, and you do that quite simply by putting a block above that, a water source. And now you'll see how the water flow points everything down away from that corner and flows directly down into that pit. That pattern is repeated in all 4 sides. Even water flow, guys. Now, I made it back to the village and stocked up on our doors. We used those for our villager spawning. We had that exercise built up to beef up the number of villagers in our village because they were. Oh, I put that down the wrong way. We want these doors facing out. I don't think it really matters which way the door faces, but son of a gun, I guess I need to turn around. That might help. And so, okay, there. So you can stand on the same block and place the door down. We've got a full inventory here, so we're just going to go into door laying mode. And like I said, it's 6 per side on the villager spawning cells, I guess. Well, they're not really spawning cells because once they reach their limit, which I believe is 4 villagers in this layout, once they reach that, then they won't be spawning any longer. So I guess they're more of a holding cell than a spawning cell. But I'm just going to show you the pattern here real quick. We need to bust out this block and put down another door, so that's their 6th door on that side. All right. See, we've got 2 villagers in there for right now. Knock this out and keep going with 1, 2. And we already got this laid out. We counted out earlier. 3, 4, 5, and 6. We leave the block on the corner and continue. We've also already got all 4 of our spawning cells up and populated with at least 2 villagers. Like I said, it's not necessary to fill them with 4 villagers because once we get these doors in place, if there are less than the village spawn cap, which is 1 villager per 3 doors, and so if you do the math in your head, guys, 1 villager, 3 doors, or 1 villager per 3 doors, and you got 6 doors per quarter of side, or half a side, which means, follow me on this math, guys. 12 doors per side. Divide that by 3, which is the villager cap. You get 4 villagers per side. So here we go. You see, we've only got 3 in there, and these guys are feeling a little frisky. And they're apparently in the mood. Well, at least that. Oh, look at this guy. He wants to get in on the action. The only thing that I regret is that this isn't running on the snapshot, because if you guys haven't heard the new villager noises, it makes this type of situation hilarious. Here we go. A little bit more. Crazy. Multiplying these guys, and they like to get in the corner of the 1. It's sort of a 3 on none situation, or 2 on none on 1 situation. I don't know. We're just sort of waiting. We want to catch a glimpse here. There we go. We got 1. Let's see if there's 1 over here. We see multiples. Oh, there's another one right there running around, little guy. And is there 1 over here? Yep, 1 in the corner here. Are we 4 for 4? Do we have 1 in each spawning cell? Yes, we do, guys. So we're at our max capacity for each of the cells. And whoop, we already got a golem. Check that out. All right, guys, so we've jumped ahead a little bit. I finished off our platforms above, and these guys are just goofy as all get up. You can see it's obviously spawning them and forcing them into the middle to drop down as designed. And so we have a little bit of a containment ring for the time being. This is going to be developing into the Iron Golem Crusher. I thought that sounded dramatic. I don't know. So anyway, guys, let's get to work here. I started by doing a little bit of a glass enclosure at the top. And what we now need to do is we're doing some tricks with our sticky pistons, and we're going to use trip lines for one of the first times in the series. I'm actually pretty excited about it. What we're going to do is going to have sticky pistons as crushers to basically suffocate the iron golems. They'll then drop their iron and, unfortunately, roses that I have no use for down into a water flow system, and we'll capture it with hoppers just like before. So the first thing we're going to set up here is going to be our sticky pistons. And we need to be a little bit concerned with how we do it. I've had problems before with the trip lines and how they pass redstone signals, or even how they connect to the string. I don't know why there's issues sometimes, but it seems if there's a block directly adjacent to the trip line hook, there's problems. All right, so I'm just going to build a little bit of a dirt scaffolding here, and that's not going to work because I can't jump up. So I'm going to go ahead and knock down this dirt scaffolding and build another one, and we'll get up there and work on those pistons. All right, so I figured the one side out. It was a little bit of a laborious task, so I thought I would do one side, figure it all out off camera, and then share with you the process on the other side once I have it down. So basically, we just put one block out, and we're going to run sticky pistons all the way down, and we're one block removed from the glass. Okay. And we got one there, and one more should do the... Oh, man. This guy doesn't like us. All right. And one more. There we go. All right, so we've got them all down there, and those are going to be our crushers, okay? Now, they're going to get a redstone signal, like I said, from tripline. I think we're just going to use these dark wood logs to show the crushing action. And I kind of got the idea for those to be the crushers from, if you guys are familiar with Return of the Jedi, the Ewoks. Definitely my least favorite part of the entire trilogy, the fact that there are Ewoks in it. But they use those giant logs to come down and crash against the AT walkers. So I thought if they came across and crashed into our iron golems, that might be kind of cool. So I'm going to put some finishing touches on this level, and then we'll get to laying our string for our tripwire. All right, I forgot something crucial, guys. In order for our tripwire to power the pistons, we need some redstone. So that's what we're going to be working on right now. And this redstone wiring couldn't be any simpler. It's basically just running wire on top of the blocks that are going to be sending the signal and receiving the signal. All right, and what I mean by that is we step up a simple step system here. We're going to put a block on top of each piston, which is then going to receive a redstone wire on top of it. That redstone signal is simply going to pass down through the wood block and power the piston. All right, what that effectively we're going to do then is extend the piston and the log crusher, for lack of a better term, which will then push against the other side and suffocate our iron golem. Now we're putting 3 blocks down here, and we're going to run redstone across it. This is where our tripline hooks are actually going to attach to the blocks on the end. And let me show you. I'll show you better on this side. So we need to go. Oh, we need to go down 1. We need to extend this and go down 1. So there's that opening. Okay. Then we will go 3 across. We need a couple more Bruce blocks. Hey, Bruce blocks, how you doing? So those have openings on the inner side. That's where our tripline hooks are going to go. Our redstone then, again, same as the other side. We're going to put a block down and step the redstone up on top of it and simply run it across all of the blocks. Effectively completing the circuit so that any tripline will power any piston. And we don't have to worry about repeaters or direction of signal because the circuit is close enough and closed. So we won't lose any power. All right, so this guy's still happy and jumping. So let's see what he's so happy and jumping about. We'll set up our trip line hooks, and we need to knock out these blocks. Now, this is what I was talking about, the adjacent blocks. I don't know why, but I've always had difficulty connecting string to those adjacent hooks. Or when there's hooks adjacent to... I'm sorry, when there's blocks adjacent to those hooks. There we go, we got it out. So it's real simple. You just put your trip line hooks on these blocks, and you connect them with strings. Whenever something touches those strings, they trigger the tripwire hooks, which then whatever block they reside on sends a pulse to it, and those blocks we have redstone signals. So let's listen for the click here. So you hear that click? That means that the line is And there's a third one. That means that those lines are now active, or they're armed, ready to be triggered, okay? So the next thing we need to do is build a bit of a glass enclosure down around this because we want it to be seamless, and we're also going to be using waterways. Did that just fire off on its own? I think it did. Those guys can't jump up. All right, so let's put these blocks down. Like I said, we need to have... yeah, that's going to work. We'll have a glass enclosure around this so these guys cannot get out. And actually, we don't need these bottom ones anymore. That will hold them sufficiently. Iron Golems, the block space that they require, and you'll see when you watch Doc M spawning, or Iron Golem spawning video, they require 4 height to spawn and 2 width. The smallest space that they could spawn in would be a 2x2x4 high space. So by leaving this block and a half underneath, they have no chance of getting out. That's not even half of the height width that they require to walk through. All right, so we're just going to finish closing up our glass blocks, and we're going to knock out these bottom ones. We need to figure out how we want to, for lack of better terms, prettify this build. I always like making things look good as well as functional. I've tried to make that one of the focuses of the series, and I think we've done a pretty decent job of that so far, but we don't want to, we don't want to drop the ball now. So that should do it with the glass. All right, guys, now we're up inside. We've dispatched the Iron Golems below, and we're demonstrating now how this is going to work, okay? So we've got a waterway, which is going to push everything to the front of this panel, and the trip lines are hooked up, and you saw the crushers above enclosing. Now, they don't touch in the middle. There is a 1 block space gap there, but that should work seamlessly because, like I said, the width of an Iron Golem in which they require is 2x2 by 4 high. So let me close this up so this water stops pushing us around. There we go. We've got the backside of this thing hooked up. Let's close up the front now. And you know what? We'll figure it out here in a second. Let's just take a step back and look at what we got going on. All right, so we need to work on our collection area now, and this should actually be pretty simple. We don't need to worry about turning off any hoppers. I was first considering doing a sorting system, but the fact that there's only 2 items that drop out of this mob really kind of defeats the purpose or need for a sorting system. So let's just do a double chest and a crafting bench, and we'll do that right next in line flush with the front of our support beams. And then we're going to do 3 hoppers, 1 in the back of the chest, and then the next 2 in line connecting to each hopper. All right, so now we have an even catch zone 1, 2, 3 right along there. Now, the next thing that we need to do is we need to stop that water flow from coming down and flowing over top of the chest. We're going to do this the way that we always do it, with signs. We need 3 signs, and since they changed the sign crafting recipe, that's exactly what we get. So let's go ahead and knock out these dirt blocks and replace it with a sign as so, and you can see that that water flow will now stop right where we need it to, like magic. And we know that signs prevent water from flowing, but not items from dropping. There should be no collision block or collision factor whatsoever with signs, so our iron ingots shouldn't have any problem getting down into the hoppers below. Voila. We can simply close that in. That won't prevent our chest from opening because that's a transparent block, and we're good to go. All right, guys, now let's take a look real quick. We did a little bit of work on each of our towers. We hauled them out. We put ladders up the sides. Looks kind of cool, but this is pretty much our finished product, guys. We need to do a little bit of work around the bottom, so I had to go down and grab some of these stone brick half slabs. And we'll just put one in each piece of our pillars there. And I don't know. It looks okay. Maybe if we beef these out a little bit, put a little bit more structure to them. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see here. We want to do... Now, we'll surround it. I think that looks pretty good. We'll keep going all the way around these then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And... yeah, okay. I don't know if I like this, guys. You're going to have to let me know in the comments if you like those. Feels like it needs something up here. The torches on the pillars are well lit enough that we don't have to worry. I mean, we're now making those full blocks for spawning purposes, but there's more than enough with the torches on those pillars to prevent any sort of spawning that would occur. You know, I think I like it, guys. I think that's actually really good. So what we've got is we've got a double situation here. So one iron golem will fall down into the cell. He'll trigger the tripwires, which will then close the pistons. Any other golems that fall down into the pit will then be stopped on top of the pistons that closed. What that will do is allow our system to crush only one golem at a time, which was something I was hoping we would have. So here's a quick peek at the top. As you can see, it's set up as normal. We're going to test our hopper system by throwing in an empty bucket. And shooting down these ladders. Let's see if we can see the bucket get in there or if it beat us. Don't see it, but I'm thinking it probably beat us down. Let's check. Yep, we got a bucket and we got some dirt. I guess from a scaffolding. Oh, that was from our water holding. All right, so there we have it, guys. Let's wait for a golem to drop. And we've got our second casualty. Actually, I was away from the keyboard when the first one dropped. I didn't expect it to happen that quickly. But as you can see, there is a gap between the closed crushers and that golem. Sorry, I misspoke. That golem is not doing so well. Pretty annoying noise, but it's what's needed. It's what's necessary. You want to hear that. That means that you are succeeding and they are failing. Now, you see right above that, you can kind of see the feet of another golem. It's working exactly as planned. The holding system, he can't jump back out because we built those crushers 2 down from the drop. All right, he's done. Pistons open. He triggers it. They close that quickly, and we've got our first spoils, guys. 4 iron ingots. And there he goes. Our second victim. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode, the Iron Golem Crusher. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, the build design for the top portion, the actual spawning of the Iron Golems, I used Doc M77's design, so check out his channel. A lot of cool stuff. But this has been Scrotitus. We're playing Minecraft. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I certainly did. If you liked it, throw a like on the video, and I will check you guys all in the next episode. We will see ya. Bye.